Right, welcome folks. Today we're going to be walking through some open source projects and probably messing around with some AI operator tools that are open source. Goal here is to give folks an idea of what open source looks like and how it works as a developer. This is kind of a test. This is kind of a new series I'm working on where it's like Saturday hackathons, and this kind of hackathon just happens to be the hackathon is me recording videos about open source projects. So we'll see how this goes. Let me know if you like it and I can do more. But we're going to start with this project called Mastra. And as far as I can tell, is it's like a way to build kind of AI applications with TypeScript in a really easy way. So they built Gatsby, which is a really cool like static website hosting software. And now we're going to look through how this actually works. So I'm not 100% sure how this happens. There's a lot that I don't know about it. So this is going to be a little bit over my head, but I'm going to start by kind of installing. So I've got Node 20. I have an LLM running locally, and let's just get started. Let's look at what this is. So I'm gonna first move to I have like training folder where I do kind of new projects, and let's go ahead. I think this will just run it, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna create the directory we want anyway. Let's do test AI agent, let's call it. That's what I'd love to do. I think the AI agents are kind of interesting. Okay, so while that's happening, there is so what I'm curious about here is there's something called Open Operator, and this is like a different way of doing OpenAI's operator. I don't think it's super fast yet, but I imagine it's built on Playwright. There's a lot I don't fully understand, but what I'm curious about is how much Mastra and the Open Operator intersect. So yeah, go ahead in the source file. I want agents. Oh, I have the space to select. Let's start there. I don't know. Let's do some tools. My provider. Well, I'm going to be trying to do this locally, so I don't know how I'm going to do this. So I'm running LM Studio, which I should probably start up here, and I have all these models. I don't know if I have the most recent. Facebook just dropped a brand new model, and I don't know if it's in here yet. It should be on the 4. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna be too big for my machine. I gotta find a small one that'll let me do it. Maybe that's a later task. But basically, I'm gonna want to run probably the Google one. One's pretty good. And let's see. All right, where are we at? Make your AI. I don't really want that right now. I'm not using Cursor. I'm actually using. Oh, I guess you can have it as an MCP server. So there's a lot I need to catch up on. There's some NCP stuff that I don't know about. But here we are. So we've got test AI agent. Like I said, there it is. I'm using Zed right now. I really like it. I think it has the autocomplete just right. Whereas I think Cursor and Windsurf are a little bit overdoing it at this point. Okay, so yeah, I don't have an API key, and I'm not going to be doing that. So I don't know how it's going to work. Okay, all right, I did this. Now the question is, I can create a weather tool. Okay, so it looks like the primitive here is a tool, and then we're going to tell it what we want back. So this is probably under the hood using OpenAI's JSON response setup here. It looks like they're probably handling that under the hood with this create tool. This is really cool, really nice. Z is like joy validation, I think, similar to that. So that's a smart use of this. And then, okay, and you have like some kind of callback that you're using here. So it looks like they're using an API. They're gonna, it looks like geocoding Apparently, this is like a free API. That sounds nice. And then, okay, and they've got like the codes from that site, I guess. All right, all right. This is interesting. So we've got the weather tool. Then we give it a tool. Then we say what this is, and then we register it, and then we're off to the races. So I don't know. That's interesting. Apparently, there's a lot of ways to run this, but I guess in this case, this is using MCP. So this, now that I've dug in here a little bit more, it's different than this open operator, which I'm going to take a look at next. This one is basically using APIs to go find things for you, which is awesome and cool. And they're going to be using APIs rather than like a front end, which open operator is going to be doing. So let's switch over to open operator and see what this is doing. So right now, this is what we're going to be imitating, the OpenAI operator. So how do I set this up though? That's what I want to know. It's got the benchmarks, all this cool stuff. That's great. But how do I actually use this? I guess we have capabilities. It can do lots of different things. That's awesome. I'm not sure though what I'm doing here. It looks like maybe this is a repository of like things that other people have done. Uh, so this is not quite what I thought, but that's cool. So what I want to actually look is innate in, I guess maybe. Hmm. This is not what I thought it was. That's a bummer. I in my head it was like, oh, we could use this to control a web browser. Um, open source web browser. I think there's one, but I don't know. Yeah, this is not okay. So I mean, open operator is what pops up. Oh, here we go. That's annoying. There's two called open operators. So this is the one I was thinking of. I saved the wrong one. All right, we're off to the races. So I don't have P in PM. I should probably install that. I'm going to move back to my training folder here. PNP, PNPM install. We'll see if that works. Let's do it. No package JSON. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to clone this, pull this down. Let's see what's going on here. Operator. Okay. Now I have to say this. Please install this. I probably could install PNPM, but I'm just gonna use NPX for now because I don't feel like installing that. Okay. All right. So I want to copy the example. All right. So then, in theory, I'd be using OpenAI. I don't know what browser base is. Let's see what's going on here. A web browser for AI. This is freaking awesome. So this is like it looks like similar to Cypress, except just built for AI. Wow, these are really cool tools that I have not messed with. Now let's see how badly this fails if I just try to run it. I'm pretty sure it's gonna say I can't do this. Oh, that's interesting. So using next. That's fun. It's red. Is it ready? I guess I can do this. All right, let's see what's going on here. Hit run to watch the AI browse the web. Okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. So it looks like it runs it in a sandbox in your browser. This is super cool. I'm going to do more to mess with that, but really interesting how they are making this happen. So maybe I'll make another video of like actually doing that. But for now, we're moving on. We're going to crawl for AI. So this is a web crawler that I don't know if it's like really something you can do on your own. This one's in Python, very interesting. So once again, let's keep moving. I know this is fast paced, but like I said, if you like this, let me know and we can do more other stuff and I can do deeper dives. So I think I have hit 3 installed. I hate doing that. Crawl for AI. So we've got it, and it's going to take a minute. But this is really cool. I've always wanted rib color. I don't like Beautiful Soup. I think this is really interesting because Beautiful Soup just grabs a lot of stuff. I'm curious if it's built on top of it. It looks like maybe they're using, ooh, using Playwright. So this is probably going to be slow, but my guess is they're using Playwright to get around um, people blocking scrapers, which is bad. But at my scale, probably not the end of the world. I'm gonna try restarting my terminal there, and then I'm gonna move back to this. My bet is that it didn't install right, and if it doesn't install here, I'm moving on because I don't need to actually fix this. But Python, maybe Python 3, crawl. See, this is where AI actually comes in handy. All right, so that's not working, but basically, it looks like you can print stuff as Markdown. Yeah, this is cool. It looks like they're doing a lot of like really nice little things on top of the basically normal setup here. In that this is probably Beautiful Soup under the hood, and they've just added a lot of really nice ways of doing things. Kind of cool that they can deploy it with Docker. That's a great idea. Makes this really useful. Um, yeah, there's a lot going on here. It does look like they're using a headless browser, which is an interesting approach. I like that. Okay, so I'm looking at PG Vector now. The reason I'm looking into this is I've found, and really these are all kind of related, where like I want to, kind of my goal is to basically learn how to run these without using companies because it's so freaking expensive. So what I would love to do is be able to um, crawl a website, you know, pick it apart, pull out some text, analyze the text, store it in a database, which is where PG Vector comes in. And I can kind of use all these tools. You can use a crawler, you can take actions with Open Operator, you can use agents to grab data, especially with MCP. You can kind of coordinate all these together. So PG Vector is basically similarity search. So the you probably know this from Pinecone. So Pinecone's the like biggest vector database, right? But they're super expensive. Like if you look at the pricing, maybe I don't know, pricing's not working. There we go. I mean, you can start free. I don't know exactly how much. You can start 2 gigabits, which is pretty solid, honestly, but I would like more. And it gets really expensive really fast. So it's like 33 cents a gigabyte a month. Um, yeah, it's honestly not that bad, but I wanted to try to run it locally. So we'll see how that goes. Uh, and it looks like really this is the one where I need to like get better at. So this is kind of a weird installation here, so I'm gonna cd into my temp directory. Uh, I don't know how I feel about this. This is like a plugin for Postgres. My guess is I don't have Postgres installed in here, so I'm not even sure if this is gonna work. Uh, yeah, that's my problem. I don't have Postgres installed. Well, shit. I should have done this with Homebrew. I don't know why it wouldn't have just said to do that. But I'm going to remove that PG vector. We're going to go back to my home directory because that just makes sense. And my guess is this is going to fail because I don't have Postgres because I have not used a relational database in a very long time. All right. Well, actually, that worked pretty well. So we have it installed. Like I said, I have no idea why they would have you install it the way they did. But okay, so now I need to start a Postgres thing. I don't know how to do that off the top of my head, but it looks like very similar to what we're doing elsewhere. I probably want an ORM on top of this. It just looks like SQL, which is fine, and that's good. And there's going to be a lot of tuning, I bet, with that one. All right. That's where we're going to stop today. This is like, I think, a really useful open source stack for all of the AI stuff we're seeing. So you can create agents with Mastra and run it locally. It does look like you need an API key. I'm sure there's a way to hook it up with LM Studio and run this on your own machine. It's going to be a lot slower. I'm going to warn you, unless you have a beef machine. We looked at Open Operator, which is basically mimicking OpenAI's operator. That's a lot of the same words in one sentence. This one, I think it's going to take a little bit more doing to get up and running. Mastra's pretty good. This is a really nice dev experience and much easier. Oh, see, there we go. They can run it with Olama. So that's what I'm using under the hood for Elm Studio. But Open Operator, these are kind of competing a little bit. They're slightly different. This one's more of an agentic workflow. This one is more about the operator, which is like a specialized form of an agent. This browser base looks super cool. I always think a lot about the like who's selling picks and shovels in the gold rush. This one seems like it. And I mean, we have this one running a little bit. It's not great, but it's running. Then we have a crawler for AI. Interesting. I mean, there's some quality of life improvements here. And then finally, we have PG Vector, which I'm really pumped to use in conjunction with text embedding models to try to create my own little AI models and similarity search. So that is what we have for today. Let me know if you want more of these, if you want it different, but fun stuff. Thanks.